Hi everyone. It's winter here in Wisconsin, and wanted to make sure I got my snowblower working. This snowblower I actually got for free from my neighbor. He was buying a new one, and he said he was having some issues with the carburetor, so I decided to take a look at it. I had gotten it running yesterday, and basically it runs with the full choke on, but as you move the choke in, which is here. So when you have it all the way out full on, it'll run perfectly. But as you move that in, it runs rougher and rougher until it finally will just shut off. So that's definitely, well, most likely a carburetor issue. It is about 10 years old. I don't believe it used premium gas, so just regular gas, which tends to wreak havoc on these small engine carburetors. So I did put a little seafoam in the gas and ran it a little bit. That didn't do anything. So I have two options. I could replace the carburetor, which really isn't that bad, but you do have to take off a lot of stuff. And when I was looking around online, I found this product called Gumbusters, and all you do is screw in a fitting to the bottom of the carburetor, which we'll do, give it a couple blasts with this, and then leave it for 20 or 30 minutes to try and clean up some of the gunk in the carburetor, and then try running it again. So that's what I'm going to do today, and it's nice. It comes with some instructions. I emailed with the guy just ahead of time just to tell him what my situation was. He was real responsive and helpful, which I appreciate. So let's get into it and let's try it. All right, so to get at it, you really have to prop this thing forward. I was looking for something to put underneath to make this easier, and I found a can of paint and it's working pretty good. So the carburetor is right underneath here, and you can see it. Let's see if my camera works okay. Right here, this is it. And we're gonna be taking off this screw, which I believe, let's see if I can get the camera to focus. I believe it's a 10 millimeter. So we're gonna take that off, and that piece that came with the Gumbusters is what we'll use. All right, so like I said, we're gonna be taking this screw off the bottom of the carburetor. It is a 10 millimeter. So I'm just gonna do this while I'm recording. Now, I believe you have to hold on. I believe this is holding this bottom piece on, I think is what I saw in the instructions. So I'm gonna be taking this off, holding this on, and then you can see this little piece that came with the Gumbuster bottle. This brass part is gonna go right up there. Apparently you can leave it in there too. I don't know if I'll do that or not, but you can. So let's get this off of here. Oh, yeah, actually, there's one lesson learned. We need to get a little something to collect the gas. There's gas that collects in there. I should have known that. Okay, and I got a little bowl just to catch any of the gas that comes out. Now I can let that drain a little bit. Quite a bit coming out. All right, drop that right in there. And let's put this back in. This is the brass part, goes in there. Let me just get it in there and then I'll show you there. And we'll tighten that down. And I gotta clean my hands off because I get gas all over them, but that's okay. All right, so I am gonna get in here and tighten this on. It doesn't have to be real tight. Kind of hard to get at though. There. There, not over tight. Don't want to over tighten it. And then this is like a dust cover, I guess. And so you just unscrew it. I'm gonna take that off in order to hook up the Gumbuster. Take that off and we'll set that to the side. And then we're gonna put the Gumbuster attachment on. Okay, so we just spin that on. All right. So I'll work on getting that on there, and then we'll squirt some in. Okay, so I just hand tighten this on. It's pretty snug. I didn't want to over tighten it like anything. And I got the can over here. I'm just gonna give it 2 or 3 shots, if I can. Oh, there's a cap on the top of it. All right, that helps. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's good for now. One thing to mention is I did keep my bowl underneath here while I was doing it. I just took it away, but sometimes you get a little bit of that'll drip out as well. So it's good to have something to just catch it. Okay, so squirted it 3 times like you saw. It says to let it sit for 15-20 minutes, so I'm gonna do that. And what it's supposed to do is it's a solvent, so it's supposed to clean out the gunk and stuff that is built up over years in the carburetor. So we're gonna give it 20 minutes and then we'll open up the garage and see if we can start it without it on full choke. Okay, so we have got, this has got an electric start, so I got it plugged in. I'm going to turn the power switch on. I am going to prime it 3 times. And then I'm gonna open the garage and we'll get this thing started. I apologize if it's loud. All right, let's see how it goes. Try priming it 2 more times. Doesn't seem to want to run when it's on off a full choke. So I'm going to give it another shot and let it sit for a bit. All right, let's give it 2 more shots. I noticed a little bit came out of the bulb there, so I have to clean that up. I didn't realize that would happen. I'll clean that up and we'll let it sit for another 20 minutes. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes. I'm gonna give this another shot. I think what I'll probably do this time is if it keeps dying, I'll just pull it back on full choke and let it run for a bit and see if that works. So it's the next day. I had not had any luck yesterday with the Gumbusters, but I squirted some more in before I put the snowblower away last night and let it sit overnight. I took the Gumbuster can off and I put the little plug back on there, and I thought I'd give it one more try and see how it does. If that doesn't work, because it only runs on full choke, that means it's basically when you put it on choke, it's cutting off some of the air supply to the carburetor. So I'm wondering when you take it off choke if it's not getting enough fuel. And I'm wondering if it could be a fuel filter. And I did look under there and there is a fuel filter between the gas tank and the carburetor. So that might be my next thing to look at. But I'm gonna get this started and we'll see how it runs. Okay, yeah, so it's doing the same thing. It'll only run on full choke and it dies when I put the choke in or turn the choke off. So what I'm gonna try is, I actually have some fuel filters from, I was doing a carburetor replacement on my scooter. So just to rule that out, I'm going to give that a try. And what it's gonna entail is getting these 3 screws off here, and we'll take the chute off, and then there's another screw underneath here to take this black ring off. And then we have to get this whole top shroud out. And then, as you imagine, the gas tank is right under here, and there's a fuel filter, I believe, that runs right underneath it, so I should be able to get access to it. So to get that off, after you get the chute out, it's just this screw right here. Let's see, this one, and that one, I believe, and then you gotta just take the gas cap off. So I'm gonna start working on that. All right, so after you get the chute off, just by taking out those 3 screws, which looked like it was a, what was it? 3/8 socket I used on there. Just gotta take this one screw out, and then this whole trim will come out. And then I'm gonna start taking these screws off, and we'll get this top off. Okay, so I got the chute off, and then the top cover is very easy. Now the part that I'm talking about that I'm interested in possibly replacing is this right here. You can see that, not the best camera work, but this part that's connected to the fuel line. Kind of tough to see here, but it runs from the fuel line through that fuel filter and then into the carburetor, right down in there. I know it's not the best camera work, you'll have to trust me. Now, what I'm gonna do is there's a little clip. All that's really holding the gas tank on is this little clip. So if you get a flathead and you feed it down and just kind of pry this plastic back a little bit, it can lift the whole thing off. And so I'm gonna do that just to give myself a little more room to work. I'm not totally sure if I'm gonna have a fuel filter that'll fit the diameter of a hose here. So I'm gonna take it off and see. If I don't, then I'll just run over to Ace Hardware, Farm and Fleet, and get a replacement. One other thing, I figure while I was at it, the spark plug is right there. I think this part just comes off, and then you can unscrew the spark plug and put a new one in. I have the manual, so I have the specs on what the gap should be on the spark plug. So I think I might just replace that while I'm at it. I doubt it's ever been replaced. Okay, so now I just pried it off. It was real easy, just gotta wiggle it off. I'm just gonna set the gas tank so it's kind of out of the way. This is probably not the best way to have it, but maybe something like that. And then I have easy access to it. So I'm gonna start with taking this one off, and then I'll take this over to my workbench and get that one off. You'll want a little bowl or something, definitely in my case, because there's a little bit of fuel in the tank and I was running it. So I'm gonna do that now. All right, so this was the old fuel filter, and it went this way. So fuel tank through the filter to the carburetor. I went to the hardware store and just found something for a small engine. Should be fine. Looks diameter wise like it'll work. I'm gonna just open this up. I'm hoping I can pick the right direction. You know, these things have a direction that the fuel's supposed to flow, so otherwise I'll just try to take a look at this one and align it to so it looks the same as that one in terms of the shape of it and everything. But I'm gonna open up and take a look. All right, I did a little dinging around online, and I'm pretty sure it goes this way. So fuel tank through here to the carburetor going left to right. I'm not sure what the marking on here means. I'm hoping it means that's the direction to the carburetor, but I just looked around on some videos and some images online, and it looked like for some other replacements this was the direction that they had one of these little inline filters going. So I'm going to go ahead and get that put on here, and then we'll bring it over and connect it to the other side, and then I think we'll try it again before I replace the spark plug. Okay, so you can see I've connected the fuel line from the gas tank, which I'm going to set that back on where it sits. And then I connected these. These are real easy. You just get pliers and close them, and then you can slide them however you want on there. I did spill a little bit of gas while I was doing this, but this is going to sit right back on there. So put that back on. I'm going to clean up any of the gas that's spilled. So there's a little bit. And then, yeah, I think I want to try it just and see if that made any difference. It's kind of unlikely, but let's give it a shot. Okay, well that didn't help at all. So if you're running into the same kind of problem that I have, it's probably not the fuel filter. So next thing I'm gonna try is just replacing the spark plug just to rule it out. And then after that, if that's not it, I'll have to likely either clean or replace the carburetor, and for 30 bucks, I'll probably just replace it. All right, so this is the correct spark plug for my Toro snowblower, which, not sure if I ever mentioned this, is a Power Clear 621 QZE. I think it's a 2013 or 2014. And the correct gap adjustment is 0.03 inches, or I think it was 78 millimeters. I'll check the manual. So to get that spark plug out, as we said, it is, let's see if I can get in here. Engine's probably still a little warm. This just pulls off, so you just gotta wiggle it and it'll just pull off, and then use your spark plug socket and just loosen that up and pull it out. All right, well, more fun. So my socket set has a spark plug socket that is 5/8. I looked it up. Apparently I need a 13/16 socket, spark plug socket. So I guess they come in 2 sizes. So I'm gonna go grab one of those, and then I'm gonna work on this after that. All right, so I ran over to AutoZone real quick. They sell a nice 3-piece set for socket, for spark plug sockets. It's the 13/16 that we need. Plugged in the spark plug and it works. So I'm gonna get that off, get it swapped out, and we'll try it again. Hey everyone. All right, so I replaced the spark plug. That's right here, and it's pretty easy. This metal piece you just grab onto and kind of wiggle it off. Spark plug's right underneath that. So once I got the right spark plug socket, it was quite easy. I put in the new spark plug. Still runs rough. I can't run it with the choke off. It has gotten better by using the Gumbuster product. But at this point, I'm just gonna replace the carburetor, and I'm gonna make a new video for that. So gave that a try, but at this point, there might be something mechanical going on inside the carburetor. The carburetors are located under this air box here. So I'm gonna walk through that replacement in the next video. I got a carburetor on order, and I'm hoping that solves our problem. If that doesn't do it, then we'll have to maybe start taking a look at the governor arm, which is this, which looks pretty rusted, but let's see how the carburetor replacement goes first. It's 11 years old, probably about time to replace the carburetor anyways. Thanks for watching. We did a lot on here. Tried the Gumbuster product. We replaced the spark plug and added the fuel filter. So either way, those are all good things and good part of the maintenance for this, but let's just go ahead and replace the carburetor. Thanks for watching.